What's going on, y'all? So listen. Girl, don't mind me. I'm a little dewy because I literally just got through working out. Plus, I'm a little drunk. Okay. So there's that. Anyway, so we back again for the remainder of Beyond the Gates. This is episode 60 to 63. Okay. Hopefully we might not be on here that long. Eric and Ashley, please. Derek and Ashley, please. Again, we say that all the time. Just go. Just go. Just go. Just go. Let me just point out some of the good things that actually, the main things that actually happened on this week. So we did get a little bit of Eric. Oh, why I keep on saying Eric. Derek and Ashley. We got a little bit of them. Come to find out, they did work out their issues. But they also realized that, hey, maybe we moved a little bit too fast by moving in. So we're still going to be together, okay? But Derek is going to move back out, which is the best thing that could happen to them, okay? They're not ready for that. And honestly, I feel like once they get ready for sure, it is not on a spur of the moment type of situation. Once they're both on the same page about wanting to move in with each other, they need to go look for an apartment or a home for themselves, okay? So that they can make it their own. You know what I'm saying? Don't move into somebody else's place. Move into a place for both of y'all. So y'all can put both y'all touches on there. There it is. Moving on from that. I just really want to say, Kat, you're talking to Tomas and he's giving you all of this stuff. And you know what? I can't even blame him because they're not official. They're really still in that getting to know you stage, kind of like dating a little bit, if it is dating. But at the same time, he is telling her, you know, you got to get to know me. And at the end of the day, you can't get upset because I want to talk to this person, that person, or whatever. And I see things a little bit different than you. And because I have an opinion. If I can't have an opinion and I can't voice my opinion, then we don't need to be talking right about now. Because she don't want him talking to Eva. And he understands where Eva's coming from because he works with the big brother, little sister, the big brother, big sister type of program. And he's a mentor to this little boy that does not have a father, you know. And so he kind of understands where Eva is coming from in the sense that she grew up without a father. And he literally can see past the fact that Eva's not a terrible person. Eva is not a terrible person. She is actually a victim, to be quite honest. Hold on. Let me tell you. Okay. Leslie really brought her up and put those ideas in her head. Leslie kind of brainwashed her, okay, because she started when she was young. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, she is an adult and she did come to her senses, whether it was the last or the end or whatever. She eventually came to her senses and realized that her mother is not who she thought she was, okay? Her mother was using her this whole time. So technically, yeah, she's a grown woman and she should be able to make her own decision about what's right and wrong, but also she was from a very young age. And see, that is how grooming works. That's really how control works, especially you get them in vulnerable situations. In Eva's case, the vulnerability was she was a child. And so you can easily mold a child and get them to know a whole bunch of things and feel away. You know what I'm saying? And Leslie is literally a terrible mother. She is so terrible. That lady is so terrible. Tomas is trying with Kat. I just don't see it. I don't see it. But here's the thing. Let's go back to Leslie. Okay. Kat gonna be the one. Kat, I'm a little scared for you. I'm a little scared for you because Kat been on Leslie and Eva's ass this whole time, okay? She been figuring out everything this whole time. And at this point, I really feel like she about to be on if not already, she on Leslie's list, okay? I would not be surprised if she the next one that she try to take out. Because she already trying to figure out who was on that motorcycle, who ran Laura off the road. She's putting two and two together and everything is adding up. But like Jacob said, when she talked to Mona, had her come down there trying to show her the security footage of the person that was coming into the hospital room, Laura's room, And, you know, she wanted Mona to say, yeah, that was definitely her. And she was putting it out there trying to insinuate that it was her. Well, she wasn't insinuating, she was saying it. And Jack was like, you can't do that because that's like, you know, you're influencing the witness or whatever. And Mona said, listen, I can't stand Leslie at this point. But one thing about it, two things for sure. Leslie lied to y'all. I cannot do the same thing that she did too. So I'm not going to sit here and say that's her, even though I may feel it's her, but I'm not 100% sure that it is her. And I wouldn't feel right if I just go ahead and say that, not being positive about it, and then come to find out it's not. And I respect Mona for that. Mona has morals. She got her shit together. Can't even hate on that. And they understood it as well. But, you know, the whole thing of trying to get them to have, you know, sympathy. I like the fact that Kat did say, well, girl, fuck that. Kat said, listen, everybody hate my daddy right about now, but I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that because, you know, that's still my dad. Girl, that's still your daddy, and you can still say that nigga. He did wrong, okay? You giving a little bit, forgiving a little bit too soon for me. But here's the thing. Of course, you know, somebody's gonna muck it up. And here comes Leslie. Leslie going over there to that the fact that she knows where his hotel room is at. It's one thing to know the hotel, but to actually know the hotel number, that's another thing. The lady is just off her rockers with a different wig this time, right? And I actually kind of like that wig, which says something about me. And you know what? Leslie is good for putting on a little bit of a leather number. I will say, Leslie be dressing when she want to dress, okay? I ain't even gonna lie. But her coming over there to Ted's place. And Teddy, let me tell you something. Men are so weak. Men are so weak because why would you? Oh, okay. You thought that it was something that I think it was some food or something that he had delivered, or, you know, or was ordering or something like that. Because then Kat later on, she came there with the food. And so my thing is, okay, you open up the door and, we don't peep out the peephole. All right, but you went on ahead and you opened up the door and she was standing on the outside of the door and you realized that it was her. Girl, I would have closed that damn door and I would have called security. That's how you play that one, okay? You know, you are still technically part of the Dupree family. You know, even though you're Richardson, you're still part of the Dupree family. And if you wanted to win some points back with your wife and with your family, you could have did all of that. Call security to get that crazy bitch up out of there. But no, you allowed this lady to manipulate, to get you to let her into the room. Because she was like, I make a scene. I would have said, bitch, make a scene. And the security will take your ass out. Okay? You can make a scene behind these closed doors. That's just what it is in that hallway. While I'm sitting on the couch waiting for security and minding my business. So that my wife and my wife's family and my kids will know, hey, my hands are clean in this one, okay? I didn't invite the hoe, and I didn't tell her to come in, okay? Security took care of it for me. But no, that's not what's going to happen. He went on ahead and let the bitch in, okay? And I'm like, Leslie, what do you want? This whole trying to... Girl, you're a little bit too old to be carrying on this flame. Leslie going to be on the episode of Snap. And I'm surprised that, truth be told, since I just brought up Snapped, are we really sure Alan died of natural causes? And Leslie didn't do nothing to his ass? Like, okay. You know, I know I ain't the only one that's thinking things. My eye hurts so bad. I don't know. It's like pressure right here. And I've been rubbing it or whatever. I thought it was something in it. And it's like nothing is in it, but it feel like it. But now it just hurt up here and right here. So I know now it's like sinus shit. So now I gotta take some sinus medicine. Goddamn. Always something. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's just bothering me a little bit. But no, Leslie, you are doing too much. And I feel like y'all need to do an autopsy on Alan, because I feel like she probably poisoned him or something. I don't know. You know, she just gives that. I mean, she ran a bitch off the road. Okay, and I feel like she was trying to kill Lauren. I don't feel like she just wanted to injure her. I feel like she had all the intentions of taking this girl out that world. Okay, I really do. But you come up in there and then you go on this whole tirade and you trying to see if this man love you. Oh, you used to love me at one point. No, girl. Like he said, if he did have a little stuff, baby, he told you all that stuff just to get in your pants because you're that easy. But at the end of the day, do I feel like Ted had some feelings for Leslie at one point? Absolutely. Do I feel like he probably even thought that he loved her? Could have been. Do I know that he probably liked her? Yes, he did. But do I feel like he was ever in love with her? No. He was never in love with her. Never was going to leave Nicole for anything, especially not her. Now, you know what I'm saying? But she needs to understand that. And she just can't get that in her head. And the fact of the matter is, you went through all of this because you thought by breaking up their marriage that he was going to run to your arms, and it's not working. It's backfiring. Okay. And then since you realize that, oh, he don't want nothing to do with you, mind you, after Eva already told your ass that he don't want nothing to do with your crazy ass. Now you want to play, oh, well, we need to come together and we just need to be on, a solid front with each other for our daughter. Come together, co-parent. And girl, what? Eva is grown and Eva already know exactly what the hell is going on. She don't need to see y'all working in tandem together, okay? Absolutely not. That works if the baby was 5 years old, okay? If the baby was 10 years old. She's a grown-ass woman. A grown-ass woman. And Ted is doing what he needs to do at this moment to make up for the time that he lost. He got her a place. Well, he getting her a place. Got her a little hotel room. Got her a job. Getting her clothes and all that stuff. He's stepping up a little bit for as much as he can in this short period of time. He's doing what he can for right now, okay? And I'm pretty sure he's going to do more, But you already put it up in that girl head, tried to make it seem like he was a deadbeat and all this shit, and it's all backfiring on you. And then trying to throw out there, now that wasn't working, that he didn't want to come together with her and do anything with her for Eva. Oh, well, I really need to talk to you because Eva had already asked, will me and you be getting back together? Bitch. Again, that's something that a child would say. And when I say child, I mean a child that's underage. Not even a teen, a child that is underage. That's what they would say. Not some grown woman who already know that that's not like, come on, Leslie. All right. And then when she was about to leave, Kat had opened up the door. First of all, why you ain't like the door? But hey, there's that. Kat opened up the door and it did look like him and her was about to do something. And so Leslie played up on that. Then gonna call Kat a brat. And I'm like, Kat, you already understand that this bitch is crazy. And you see the damage that she has been doing. Why, if you don't want to be the one who want to be back on your daddy's side or try to get him in your, or let him come back in your good graces, give him a chance, unlike everybody else, how come you just didn't realize that, yeah, this motherfucker might be playing games? Not my daddy, but this lady, okay? Trying to make it seem like it's something more going on than what it is. Because that's literally what it was. Be mad at the fact that he let her in. I give you that. But don't be, come on. Okay? All of that. And she wound up leaving too. I would have left as well. Because why the fuck you let that bitch up in the house? In your room? Ain't no reason to let her in the room, okay? And then you got that, and I do like, again, Kat, Inspector Gadget. Girl, she was over there at the crib with Mona and Nicole. They doing a clothing donation, right? And I think it's part of the church or whatever, too. That's where Mona got her clothes from, the box that she brought over. So they collected some things from the church for this little charity that they finna do or whatever. Okay, cool. Now, at one point, Kat pulled out this leather jacket and was like, damn, this shit nice. And she go into the pockets and it's these receipts that was coming out. It was a receipt that was coming out about a motorcycle, that had a parking ticket or whatever. Okay. Had the license plate on there. Well, it was a blank license plate, but it had the make and model, all that stuff. It had where it was given. It was given at the warehouse where the security footage was, where they got the security footage of the person actually hitting or running Lauren off the road, right? Okay, cool. Also, another receipt was from, I think, one of the restaurants or Orphy Jeans or something like that. And the name of it on it was Sherry, but it was with a C. And then, Nicole was like, well, we can't really put that on Leslie for sure. Even though we want to take this bitch out, we got to be sure. And she was like, well, how can you say that? Nicole said, because when she came to me, she did use the name Sherry, but she spelled it S-H, not C-H-I-R. Well, C-H-E-R-R-I-E. Carter, C, like it is on that paper. And Kat is the only one thinking, like, girl, she already be changing up her aliases. So therefore, yeah, she probably said that. It's a possibility that she spelled it that way. Or you know how it is when you go to a cafe or whatever, they ask for your name and sometimes they don't ask how to spell and they get the spelling wrong. So the barista could have did that. And I said, exactly. I said, Nicole, open up your eyes. This is evidence right here. This is evidence right here. Put it all together, bitch. All right. Leslie did that shit. Now, at one point, Eva had came over there to the crib. She opened up the door. Leslie was up there going through her closet because she was trying to get the clothes and stuff to donate. She had already cleaned out her closet too. And she had put Eva's shit in a goddamn garbage bag. A hefty black garbage bag. Extra strength. What? So before she came up in there, mind you, she had her little headphones on or whatever, she jamming. And while she was moving some stuff on the shelf, this bag fell out. And it was the bag that had the motorcycle gloves, the motorcycle helmet, and all that stuff. And so it was unzipped. She takes it and put it on the kitchen counter. And this is when Eva opens up the door. Now, she can't hear because she got the headphones on. So Eva opened up the door and she sees her trying to put the bag together and zip it up. Eva was like, ain't this about a bitch? So she, now I thought she did it. Now I know for sure she did it. Look at that. So she closed it up. Eva went back outside and then she knocked on the door to make sure, like, I just got here. Leslie put it back on the counter. Girl, Leslie kicked that hoe out. I mean, she really kicked her out. She was like, the day you found your left was a blessing. I was blessed when you left. She was like, bitch, what you mean? You kicked me out. You got your family now over there. I said, oh my God, like, Leslie, I get it. But no, I don't. I don't. You are so vindictive just because your plan didn't work the way that you thought it would. And I said, you know what? I'm so here for what Eva did at the end. You put that girl through all of that for all her life. Only to just kick her out and to stop really dealing with her just because she found her dad. Well, you found her daddy. And the daddy actually wants to be around her and take care of her. Girl, what? At the end, even and then took the key back. She said, if you want to visit me, you got to do what everybody else do. Knock on the door. I said, oh my God, I wish my mama would give me a key to her place and then take that shit back. I'd be like, girl, that's fine. I got a few more copies at the house. Y'all remember that episode of Living Single? Max said that when St. Clair had lost her key. And then was that the Delia episode? Delia, the roommate. And she was, no, because Regine was like, she needs some fulfillment in her life. And then everything was just predictable. And then when Sinclair knocked on the door, she was like, she lost her key. And then Sinclair said, I lost my key. And then Max opened up the door. And it was like, how you get a key? She was like, here, you can take it. It was like, wait a minute, what? She was like, don't worry about it. I got a whole bunch of other copies at the crib. That is one of my favorite Living Singles episodes. But anyway, yes, that's what it was. Okay, I said, Eva did come up in there and she took that bag too. She took that bag out the closet that got the motorcycle helmet and all that stuff. Mind you, they did show us that remember Leslie kissed the helmet. So her DNA is all over that shit. Her DNA is all over that shit. And I was just like, yep. And that's what Kat was telling Mona and them. We could take this shit down to the lab and get the DNA off of it, bitch, about the jacket. I said, come on, Catherine. Come through, girl. Okay. Like, Kat, you're moving on up. You're moving on up. And I know last episode or last video, I said, girl, you so dedicated into this whole Leslie thing. What about your little business with your cousin? That's how it started out. You know, they did talking about the stuff and using her little connections. But at this point, I honestly don't care about that. I'm more so on Kat being a detective. Okay? Kat, you are doing a better job at this detective work than Jacob is. I'm sorry, Jake. What are you doing? Do you work? Like, sir, Get to it. For real, for real. What else is going on? Girl, Doug and Vanessa. Joey told Jug, you better get your ass back down here to this goddamn scrap table. Girl, at this point, he over there still talking to Vanessa. He done told Vanessa, let's go down here into my casino. And that they at the casino, baby. Doug finally walk up in that hole and see them up there just associating real nice and close. I said, oh, no. I said, Doug, please stay, okay? Because next thing you know, she playing craps on the table, and then he leave out, and they finna fuck on that goddamn poker table. You know what? Honestly, I was kind of here for it. Because when Joey said, yo, everybody out, y'all, this table is closed. Drake, get them into another table. Get them this little discount or whatever. And also, Drake, lock this door. I said, you know what, Joey? And he kept eye contact with Vanessa. I said, you know what? All right. Honestly, it feels like Joey and Vanessa should have been together anyway. They look around the same damn age. It just... All right, but hey, it is what it is. I said, damn, Vanessa, you just can't keep your pussy closed for nothing. You will open that box up for anything that blows right through you, girl. I said, you know what? Well, if your nigga ain't doing it at home, you got to get it somewhere else. Hey, he lying to you, so you lie to him. We both ain't shit. Shout out to Megan. But anyway, you got that going on with them. Who cares? Moving on. What else was going on? Martin and Smitty. Baby, Smitty told him about what Bill said and kind of implied that Martin knows some more stuff. And Martin said, Bill was only talking to you. And he said, he summons me. I said, who says that? But that is what he did. And basically was trying to keep him on board, like for the political connections and all that stuff. And if I need favors and all that, that's basically what he's trying to do. And he's trying to spook him and said, you better talk to your man. And he'll know exactly what's going on. Because he ain't telling him exactly what happened, what he did for him. But he put it out there to make him know and get his little spidey senses up to go and question his man. Okay, I don't know why he did that. Martin went over there to Bill and Haley and basically cussed his ass out a little bit and said, what the fuck is you doing coming to my husband like that? And I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, Martin, I get it because why are you speaking to my spouse? Why are you trying to use my spouse? You're grimy as shit. But I just was like, you know what? I don't really feel like, I want Bill out the paint too. But at the same time, Martin, I don't think it's you that should be doing it because your secret gonna get out there. All right. And he holds all the cards to that. Because like he said, bitch, you did what you did and he helped that situation out. Mind you, that white guy that was supposed to be the waiter, he was at the bar in the other episodes early on. I don't know what he's doing. He is following Martin and he is spying and getting, the political shit. That's just what it is. Getting tea on him. Okay. And he's so damn obvious. I just want him to understand that you're so damn obvious. Okay. I don't understand how come nobody else see it, but if we see it and ain't nobody even mentioned it, you're so damn obvious. All right. But yeah, Martin came over there trying to talk real shit with him. All right. And I just said, Martin, stand down at this point. Because no, that's why he had to have a little dream sequence in his head of him cussing out Bill, putting all the shit on Front Street, putting his own stuff on Front Street and telling, calling the baby that Haley and them supposed to be having a little bastard ass mother. I said, God damn, Martin, why you do that? Girl, Bill was about to beat his ass. And I said, child, just hit him in the kneecaps. That's what I always say. Hit him low. But that wasn't real. Like I said, it was an imagination thing that he wished could happen. But yeah, let's just get to this thing. Before we get to that, let me finish them all. Terrell, Samantha needs some goddamn business, and I need to understand this. How come it's okay for Terrell to have a girl at the crib? How come it's okay for Terrell to, possibly be dating? And granted, I'm pretty sure Terrell is older than Samantha, probably like a year, okay? But either freaking way, how come it's okay for him to have a little thing and it ain't for her? Because they wouldn't let her go out to date. They wouldn't let her go out to this place or whatever. It's giving very much this sexism type of situation, okay? It's giving very much a double standard. The boys can do this, but the girls can't. That's what it's giving. But Samantha, you so goddamn, she irritating as hell, bitch, all right? The way they got her being so all invested in Terrell and Jessica, like, damn, do you want Jessica too? I mean, if that's the case, that's fine. But, bitch, why are you so invested like that? Oh, my God, you had to get Jessica over. Oh, my God. And then Jessica telling her, listen, truth be told, I really do like Terrell, okay? I really do want to be with Tyrell and all of this stuff and woo. And so she made her move on Tyrell after they was doing the little homework, and Tyrell fucked it up. You know, honestly, I get where he coming from, though. Because it's like, I get in trouble, and I get put on blast, and I get bullied, cyberbullied, and all of that stuff because people took a picture of me in my boxes and sent it to you. Your boyfriend at the time beat my ass because of it. And now they circulated my picture around. And, you usually hang with the jocks and the cool kids, and you're considered one of the cool kids or whatever. You ain't never really gave me no time of day. You ain't even look my way. Now, all of a sudden, you want to be cool. You want to make up and all that shit. And now you over here at the crib, and you want to do homework together, and then you want to kiss me? You want to kiss me? Girl, what the fuck is the angle? That's how Tyrell was thinking. And I get it. But at the same time, you should have played it a little bit closer to the vest, baby. You should have played it out a little bit long and see exactly where it was going. And you could have kept that in your mind, and you could have got what you needed out of that. You know, the people don't know how to work the situation, okay? You think those things, and then you come up with a plan to see if it's what you really think. You don't just go ahead and say, bitch, what your angle is? So you playing me again? Because all of a sudden you over here and you doing this. And she said, girl, I thought you was different. God forbid I actually like your ass, you toxic motherfucker. You ain't nothing but a trash bag. Mind you, said all this shit when Smitty was coming in the door. Smitty said, what the fuck going on? I said, damn, Terrell. And you know what? I'm going to need Tide to take a break. We ain't seen Febreze in a minute. At least I haven't. But I seen Tide, and I'm going to need Tide to take a break, okay? But, yeah, I'm gonna need Samantha to get a happy or something. Okay, like give her something to do. She's so unusually invested in her brother's relationship. It's so weird. But moving on from that, back to Haley and Bill. Girl, Haley told Bill that she was pregnant. Have we seen her take a pregnancy test to confirm this time? Or did we see her take a pregnancy test the last time that she said that she was pregnant? If we did, I can't remember. But then all of a sudden, she not pregnant. Girl, what? But now she is pregnant. And then Chelsea had overheard it. And then Chelsea gonna tell her mama knowing damn well how Danny was gonna act. Girl, Danny tried to act like she didn't give a damn. And it lasted all of 1.5 seconds. Literally 1.5 seconds, and she flipped that shit trying to see whether or not the girl put the announcement on Facebook, on Instagram, and all that stuff. I said, oh my goodness. She was like, you know what? Truth be told, she really ain't pregnant. This is a fake pregnancy. You know what? She doing all of this just so she can get the bag and everything. I said, Danny, okay, I get where you coming from, but girl, you sounded a little bit crazy too. You are not over this man, and I just can't understand it. That man put you through some shit. He's embarrassed you to the core, and you still, I know you just want revenge, but at the end of the day, it's not just that. She wants them to hurt as much as she's hurting, but they're living their lives and you're not. You're being stunted by this person. He still has all the control over you. And that is just quite sad. You got a man over there trying to be your man and you just finna fuck it up. He got still a little bit of milk on his breath, but you know, at least he's of age. You know, he's of a big age. He looked like, Andre looked like he probably 30 something. So, you know, there's that. At least that's how they want him to be, you know. Or he could still be in like mid-20s or almost 30. But he looks old enough. Maturity, maybe. But, you know, I'll give it a pass. But at the same time, Danny went over there. Y'all don't lock doors. Y'all don't change codes. I don't like that. And just basically, what you not going to do, regardless of how I got together and knowing that damn well we don't get together, bitch, you not gonna come into my house and try to read me, okay? Listen, Danny, I be on your side because Haley ain't shit, and the fact that Haley don't understand, like, girl, you would never, like, when she saw Naomi at the country club, I thought we could have got past this. Bitch, get past what? You were my friend. my bestie. And then you came up in here and you fucked around with my dad and got married and turned into my stepmother. And you think that we're supposed to be friends? Mind you, my parents were still together. They weren't separated. They were still together. And you was committing adultery with my goddamn daddy. And you want us to be back on friends? I was so glad Jacob stepped up and said, you really don't think that y'all thought was going to be back cool, right? After all the shit that went down. Are you fucking serious, bitch? I said, exactly. She was like, girl, I don't got time for this shit, okay? But Nanny, you coming up into that girl place because she's still so goddamn delusional. Like, I mean, at one point, yeah, you need to get over it, Danny, but you can't tell that lady how to get over that hurt. That's an immense type of hurt, okay? Because she literally let the bitch that took her man in her home and became cool with her, you know? So, yeah, she's going to hurt. And then, oh, my God. I said, but at the end of the day, Haley, that was your time to really go off on her. And you really didn't do it the way that I needed you to. Okay? Because if that's your home, you don't never let no bitch come into your home and take your shit, talk you out, cuss you out, or whoop your ass. All right? You supposed to do all that stuff. And you didn't do that. Danny basically said, girl, I know that goddamn baby fake as hell. And then when when Haley was like, oh, you're right. Yeah, Bill, I'm not pregnant. I'm this. And you know what, Danny, she figured out the scheme. Now, at first, when she said that shit, I said, oh my God, so you really ain't pregnant? Damn it, Danny was correct. Girl, she was like, oh, and when she said, oh, and she figured out the scheme, Danny figured it all out. I said, oh, she just being sarcastic. I said, Danny, take your ass home because you are embarrassing me. All right. At the end of the day, what the hell did you thought was going to happen? They got married. They fucking all the time, okay? Because listen, Haley don't got nothing else to do. Haley's supposed to be a paralegal or something at the goddamn law firm. We don't see her writing nothing. We don't see her preparing no briefs. We don't see her talking to clients. We don't see her taking notes. We don't see her doing a goddamn thing. Ain't nobody been inside of goddamn courtroom yet, okay? Haley don't do shit. Now, I should be asking her, bitch, do you work? Yeah, she works. She works Bill, okay? Because that's all they do is have sex. And then they sit there after that leave or whatever, Danny leave, talking about, what are we supposed to do? The fact that you're finna be pregnant all this time when it comes to our romance and our intimacy. You can still fuck when you have... Why do y'all be acting like this? As a person that is not with child and never been with child, don't want to be with child, but bitch, know that you can still have sex, and most of the time, that is a good thing, especially when it comes closer to the time to get delivery. Yeah, fuck. Okay? And I tell you that you can't have sex, and that whole thing, I don't want my penis to hit the baby head, that is, stop it. Stop it. First of all, it ain't that damn big. It ain't that damn long. And it's not going to happen. Do y'all don't know basic biology? God damn, bitch. Fuck. Okay? Do it from the side. That is, and Haley was right. They be horny as shit. It be juicy down there. Don't ask me how no. Yeah. I was like, Bill, you really would ask that question? She ain't even showing yet, and you are asking about how y'all sex life gonna be. Truth to the question is you gonna be able to be around for it? Because that preview for next week was, I said, Bill, wake the fuck up. I said, oh my God, look at him. He just looked. I said, God damn, bitch. I said, Haley, you done put it on him a little bit too much, okay? But yeah, that was them. And then this whole situation with Vernon, girl, Anita and Tracy made up. You know what I'm saying? Tracy said, listen, bitch, even though I cussed you out a little bit, I still want to do this reuniting. This be reuniting. You know what I'm saying? I still want to do that. But, you know, the thing is, how the hell we going to get Sharon on board? Anita had said, how we going to get Sharon on board? Girl, Tracy said, what you mean we? You. And it was like, well, she ain't going to talk to me. I tried to call her. She hung up the phone on me. And she was like, well, she'll talk to me, so I'll get her down here. And that's just that. And so eventually that's what happened, right? Basically what it comes down and what I'm gathering, Shannon did them dirty. Okay, it's like all the typical girl groups from back in the 60s, 50s, and all that stuff that started off as a girl group, and then somebody slithered in and put it into the lead singer head, or one of the girls that they considered the lead singer or the prettiest or whatever that they could commercialize and all this stuff and use up, and said, listen, you're better than them. Okay, you don't need them. You could be so much more by yourself, you know. And of course, they played on that, listened to them, and then that's exactly what happened. Broke the girls up. That was an episode of Living Single too. Up the ladder to the roof, and going up the look. Oh, I'm finna go watch Dream Girls. And your Dream Girls. Come on, Diana Ross and the Supremes. Okay? The Supremes. And then Tracy popped up, baby. Tracy was there. Sharon did come, but Sharon didn't want to come to the goddamn house. Listen. Anita had Rowena, you know, because Tracy had to call her out, bitch, you got all this shit. You got somebody making your food and everything. I said, yeah, girl. She was like, yeah, but this ain't how I had to struggle to get here. I said, lies. Lies, lies, lies. Okay? And it was like, listen, Rowena was going to make some food for us. And, Tracy had to tell her, listen, at the end of the day, Sharon don't want no food for no Rowena. She want to go to the goddamn diner that they went to. They went to Offie Jeans, okay? That's where they went to. And Sharon was up in there like, damn, bitch, I got to come over there. And we got to see if this bitch really talking about some stuff, okay? Like, she really fucked up. And I really want to know what the hell Anita did. Because it looked like it was going to try to get together. But then on that preview, she was like, you could take that and shove it where the sun don't shine. I said, goddamn, Anita, who you talking to like that? I said, it's not about to be no reunition of, that's the new word. I'm a little drunk. A reunition of the articulate. Girl, no. Because whatever is going on with Sharon, I feel like either Sharon took the brunt of it and it affected her the most, or Anita did something really to her over Tracy. And they did say Tracy was the peacemaker. So that's how I feel. It's giving very much Dina and Effie. One night only, bitch. Oh my God, I cannot believe that I am enjoying this show so much. And I'm so glad that I still am. Yes, it has its moments where, girl, you can take that out, take that out, take that out. But I am still thoroughly enjoying it. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. If I miss some things, girl, we'll talk about it in the comments. And then we'll come back and talk about it next week. Okay, so now we are finally back on track. Oh, we are up to date. We're up to date. I'm so glad. But y'all, enjoy the rest of y'all week. Well, enjoy the rest of your day. And I hope you have a wonderful week. I really do. Chicago. Because the girls are from Chicago on here. The articulates are from Chicago, girl. Baby, we finally getting summer weather. Okay? Tomorrow's supposed to be 80 plus degrees. God damn. All right? We finally getting it. Okay? Yeah, I can't wait. Y'all enjoy, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.